man!
In a hard-fought away draw at Wolves, the Magpies dealt with the pressure and managed to extend their unbeaten run to 7 games. But what was the reason behind Newcastle's frailties? How did Nick Pope cost the game? What is happening with Trippier? And where did Eddie Howe get it all wrong?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You have questions?
Yes. I had a lot of questions. I'm sure you had a lot of questions, but rest assured, we're going to answer them right now.
As per, let's break it all down and delve into the 5 things we learned from Wolverhampton Wanderers to Newcastle United 2.
Let's go.
Starting off with the Callum Wilson's continued growth. Against Dortmund, he failed to put away his chances, but in this game he was clinical. Despite being poor on the ball, he did what he does best by scoring 2 goals.
Today. Yeah, I mean, probably needed to be a little bit tidier on the ball, a bit more composed and have spells of possession. But like I say, the way that they set up, it was difficult for us. And yeah, I guess once we go back to the training ground, we'll work on those things. I'm sure we'll brush up on that and be a better team for it.
2 more goals for you, though. You first want to talk to us about the improvisation that you showed there to put that one over the line.
Yeah, I think it's fouled to me. I've prodded it and it's not gone in. And you know, I had one the other night as well. I was disappointed not to finish so close range, and when there's bodies diving around in front of you, sometimes difficult to prod them in. But thankfully this one come back to me, quick head, quick bicycle, and in it went. But like I say, it's nice to take the lead and then take the lead again, but unfortunately it didn't lead to the points that we wanted today.
In the first half against Wolves, Callum Wilson had 18 touches, 3 ground duels won, 3 shots on target, 2 goals, 1 out of 1 dribble completed, and 1 big chance missed. His first goal in the game meant Callum Wilson had scored 85 Premier League goals, scoring more than Carlos Tevez and being leveled with Fernando Torres. The second goal on the penalty spot also meant that Callum Wilson has scored 16 of his 17 Premier League penalties, 94%, with only Matt Letizier and Danny Murphy having a better conversion rate than him. And with that, Callum Wilson leads all Premier League players this season for goals per 90 with 1.91 and XG per 90 with 1.58, while second in both those metrics is Alexander Isak. Secondly, Eddie Howe's lack of trust in substitutes was evident, and it's time to be more ruthless with our substitutions. Trippier's performance was subpar. He was doing all he can to keep his off day going, and Livramento should have been brought on earlier. Trippier struggled defensively and made frequent mistakes, including poor tracking that led to Wolves' first goal. Against Wolves, Trippier had the lowest player match rating of 6.1. He had 1 clearance, 1 tackle, dribbled past 4 times, 1 error leading to shot, 4 out of 9 accurate crosses, 3 out of 7 accurate long balls, 2 out of 10 ground duels won, 0 aerial duels won, lost possession 23 times, and committed 2 fouls. It's perplexing why Livramento, who was outstanding against Man City, isn't given a chance when Trippier is clearly fatigued. Perhaps Howe was taking a gamble to save them for a cup match, but it's a decision I wouldn't have made. Equally having a bad day was Darren Burn, who against Wolves was given a 6.5 match rating, managing only 1 interception, 0 tackle, dribbled past once, 0 out of 0 accurate crosses, 0 out of 1 accurate long balls, 1 out of 7 ground duels won, 1 aerial duel won, lost possession 9 times and committed 4 fouls during the whole game. Both Trippier and Burn needed to be replaced as our wings were struggling, allowing Wolves to exploit us. Howe's stubbornness in refusing Livramento and Hall minutes was evident. While salvaging a point is positive, it highlights the consequences of not trusting the subs to improve the team. Newcastle appeared exhausted, with several players visibly running on empty, yet Howe was hesitant to make changes. Just imagine throughout the whole game Howe made only 1 substitute. It absolutely doesn't make sense spending £70 million on 2 players who can't even get a few minutes, when Trippier and Burn are out on their feet. The question remains whether Livramento and Hall are unfit or simply not trusted, despite being signed for rotation. What do you think? Then, moving on, Nick Pope cost the game. His poor defending in the 6-yard box led to Wolves' first goal. During the game, it was evident that despite being as good as he is at saving shots, he is so bad at actually playing football. It's unbelievable that a keeper at his level makes such bad decisions when coming out. The game showed that he's the worst in the league with his feet and rushing outside the box. Honestly, Nick Pope was a fish out of water with the ball at his feet. To add salt to the wound, even though the game was at 2-1, and there for the taking with Pope only needing to catch the ball, he needlessly opted to punch it, leading to a horrendous goal to concede. Against Wolves, Pope had a goal prevention of -0.73, 3 saves inside the box, 1 punch, 0 successful runouts, 0 high claims, a 69 passing accuracy, and 1 out of 5 accurate long balls. For what it's worth, I do believe Nick Pope will be replaced as the first-choice goalkeeper next summer. It was not just about the decision-making like on the day, but also the lack of ball-playing ability. These were 2 major issues with him. Willock and Joelinton also clearly showed that they aren't fully fit yet as they lacked match sharpness. The game exposed the team's severe lack in squad depth. A point against a tin pot team like Wolves is a joke. Outside the disastrous signing of Tonali, the summer transfer window was terrible. A left-sided winger in Harvey Barnes was not needed, and Diaby or Maddison would have been perfect. Then, although in the second half, Bruno was giving away possession in critical areas and going to ground. He, however, displayed one of the most complete first-half performances you're likely to see from a midfielder in his role. Bruno Guimaraes in the first half against Wolves had 94% pass accuracy, 38 touches, 32 out of 34 passes completed, 6 out of 9 ground duels won, 6 ball recoveries, 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 2 fouls won, and 1 key pass. Also a big shout-out to Fabian Schär, who was absolutely magnificent once again, defensively and offensively. He made everything look so easy, committed tackles, provided line-breaking passes, and displayed excellent positioning. Against Wolves, Fabian Schär had 103 touches, 91% pass accuracy, 80 passes completed, 6 long balls completed, 5 ground duels won, 4 clearances, 4 tackles won, 2 interceptions, 1 out of 1 aerial duel won, 1 penalty won, and 1 last man tackle. Apart from the XG, other match statistics such as field tilt, shots, shots on target, and ball possession indicate that both teams were on a level playing field.
Proud of the players, of the effort that we gave physically to that game. Conditions, again, very similar to Wednesday against Dortmund, where very, very wet, and it creates a different game. But I thought we played well. I thought they played well as well. I thought it was a really good game between 2 good teams. They were always a counter threat in the game. We, of course, got the lead, and that's why it's a bit frustrating that we didn't get the 3 points, but I can't praise the players enough.
The pride that you mentioned there, does that stem mainly from the depleted nature of the squad, the players that you were missing, and the sort of way they've had to adapt to that?
Yeah, I think it's been a difficult week for us. Champions League game that we lost, and I felt harshly. The Sandro situation, which is obviously a very difficult one for the group to take because we lose an outstanding player for a long period of time, and of course the injuries that we picked up against Dortmund as well made it a really difficult week, although we were sort of pleased with lots of aspects of it. So you come here and it would have been very easy today to feel sorry for ourselves, but the players here don't know that way, and that's why they played with a lot of heart today, and I thought it was a really good game.